I write about neuroscience a lot, so brain science, and especially interested in the idea, not just like the basics of neuroscience, like neurons and synapses and all that, although that is interesting in its own way, but about how brains and behavior go together, which I'm not sure we have a real good key in on yet, but the research is coming along. One of the things I've written about and studied in the past is the idea of daydreaming, because as a creative person, I often daydream. I love the French word for that, which is building castles in Spain. So I spend a lot of time building castles in Spain, and it's my way of refreshing my mind when I'm hard at work trying to solve a problem and the answer doesn't come. Sometimes taking my mind and letting it go away in its own direction changes the dynamics, and I find what I have been struggling so hard to look for. It happens in night dreams as well, but daydreams are especially restorative, let's say, because if you're in the middle of doing something, focusing really hard, which most of us are, or try to be most of the day, it really inhibits your brain from finding solutions, novel solutions to problems, or being creative. Not just for writers or musicians or artists of other kinds, but even at work, even in business. And I know in our society we have demonized this idea of daydreaming as bad. If you're not focused on a task, you're not going to get it done. You're not going to meet your deadline. You're not going to get ahead. And I wonder if we could just for a minute suspend that idea and wonder if that's true or not. I know some of my best work comes after I've been daydreaming a while, whether that's driving in the car and just letting my mind go, or washing my hair in the shower, or just sitting and staring at the clouds and being in nature, because those unfocused times are times really when new ideas, solutions, creative possibilities can open up to us because our brains are not so focused in one direction. There's a neuroscience term for this, of course, as there is for almost everything, a scientific term. But it is a network of the brain that is called the default mode network. And the default mode network, just kind of contrary to what you'd expect, says that your brain is much busier when you're not focused on a task than when you are. You use more of your brain's circuits. They go into play when you let go of the singular focus on the task at hand. And as counterintuitive as it is, I would love you to try this little experiment with me. Just let go for a minute of what you are focused on solving right now, even if it's scrolling to the next video on your social feed, and let your mind go. Just rest it for a minute. And wherever it goes, wherever it takes you, dive into that. And then when you come back to yourself, because I know you will, because it's hard to let go, just think a minute about what it was that your brain was doing while you were resting, and whether that was useful or not. So just a little experiment. Play along with me and let me know in the comments what you find.